So it's mind-boggling. It's also mind-boggling, and this is why I could understand where Ambassador Haley thought they were going in a different direction, because the Congress overwhelmingly passed, and the president had to sign, sanctions against Russia that are mandatory, not discretionary, and no waivers for them, mandatory, that he has yet to pass. So ultimately, one has to wonder, what is it that the president has such a reluctance to do as it relates to Russia when they've attacked us in what would clearly be in any other iteration an attack on our country, and when they not only have invaded Ukraine, committed a chemical attack against an individual on foreign soil, are engaged in other democracies throughout Europe and in Mexico as we speak, and so many others. So it's just mind-boggling to try to understand that what the president is all about when it comes to Russia.
Finally, the president ordered strikes on 3 different facilities that allegedly were involved in the production of chemical weapons controlled by the Assad regime in Syria. 2 questions. Did you support those? Do you support them? And are you clear on what the legal rationale is for those strikes?
Well, I think that any sustained engagement in Syria outside of ISIL needs the authorization of Congress, number one. Number two, what Assad did is barbaric. But we saw a strike a year ago. We see a strike now. And at the end of the day, I don't know if this was carefully choreographed, because you have a strike against 3 facilities. The Russians don't activate their defense missiles against us. The Syrians shoot their missiles after our missiles land. And you wonder, wait a minute, was this a choreographed kabuki show? What really is missing here is a strategy to end the disaster that is Syria.
Let me make sure I understand that. Are you suggesting that the White House used some back channel to actually actively coordinate with either Russia or the Assad regime ahead of time before the strikes?
Well, I certainly have to wonder. The Russians have a very sophisticated defense system that they did not activate. The Syrians shot missiles after our missiles landed, and the Russians were not hit at all in any of those chemical weapon sites. It's just too many questions that raise the concerns as, did we act and show our indignation, but was it choreographed, or at least were the Russians told, stay out of these sections, and by the way, don't challenge us, and if you don't challenge us, then, you know, everything will go as planned. I mean, look, the bottom line is what's crying out here in Syria is a strategy that isolates Russia and Iran to the Gulf partners, to other countries in the world for what they're doing in Syria, that ends the humanitarian catastrophe, that gives assistance to the Syrians who are fleeing, and that brings the process into a UN-brokered system, not the Astana process where Russia, Turkey, and Iran are deciding Syria's future and a good part of the Middle East.
All right, Senator Robert Menendez, thanks for being with me.
Thank you.
Next, why is Donald Trump so worried about the Michael
chance that he would end up cooperating, flipping?
And, you know, so you mean like plea himself down in order to turn like state evidence over on somebody else?
Yeah.
I don't see that. If you said to me and I had to flip a coin, is he going to turn on President Trump or turn on other people? I would say adamantly no.
2 things about former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci's response there. First, a little unclear Scaramucci knows how a coin toss works. But second, the answer there probably should be it doesn't matter whether Michael Cohen cooperates with investigators because President Trump did nothing wrong, nothing illegal, nothing to hide. But it's kind of funny that no one seems to be even pretending that's the case anymore. WNYC's Trump Inc. just aired a great entire episode on Michael Cohen's history, his relationship with the president. One of that podcast's hosts, Andrea Bernstein, joins me now. It's really good. What'd you learn?
Well, one of the things that was stunning to us, and we went back to the beginning of Michael Cohen's career as a lawyer, is that he kept